The canvas of silence, Ilara had always loved colors. As a child, she'd spend hours in her grandmother's garden, mesmerized by the blush of a rose petal, the shocking gold of a sunflower, the deep indigo of twilight. She saw the world in vibrant hues, a kaleidoscope of emotion and light. And so it was no surprise that she became a painter, her canvases exploding with life, capturing the essence of everything she saw. Then came the accident. It was a mundane moment, a slip on a wet floor, but the fall was jarring. In the weeks that followed, a dull ache in her ears slowly intensified, giving way to a high-pitched whine, and then, mercifully, to silence. Complete, absolute silence. Ilara, the artist who painted sound into her visuals, was now profoundly deaf. The initial shock was a paralyzing gray. Her vibrant world drained of its color, replaced by an oppressive quiet. How could she paint the chirping of birds, the rumble of a distant train, the laughter of children when she could no longer hear them? Her brushes lay untouched. Her studio, once a sanctuary of creativity, became a tomb of unexpressed ideas. Friends tried to help, speaking slowly, writing notes, but their efforts felt clumsy against the enormity of her loss. Her agent, patient at first, eventually stopped calling. Ilara retreated, the silence growing not just in her ears, but in her soul. One bleak afternoon, months later, she sat staring at a blank canvas. It felt like mocking her, a vast expanse of nothingness. Tears welled, hot and silent. As they traced paths down her cheeks, a thought, barely a whisper in her mind, surfaced. What if silence isn't an absence, but a presence? She picked up a brush, her hand trembling. Instead of trying to paint the sounds she missed, she started to paint the silence she now inhabited. She used cool blues and greens, long, sweeping strokes that suggested vast, empty spaces. She depicted the subtle vibrations she could still feel, the faint thrum of a passing car through the floor, the gentle tremor of her own heartbeat. Her first attempts were clumsy, hesitant. She felt like a beginner again, stripped of her mastery, but she persisted. She began to notice new things. The way light fell on objects, creating sharp, silent contrasts. The nuanced expressions on people's faces, now her primary source of understanding. The quiet dignity of nature. She started experimenting with textures. She added sand to her paints, creating a gritty surface that echoed the raw, untamed quiet of a desert. She used thick impasto to convey the weighty stillness of a winter night. She learned to read lips, to communicate through gestures, and slowly her world began to expand again, built on a foundation of visual and tactile perception. Her new work was unlike anything she had done before. It wasn't about capturing sound, but about expressing the profound depths of silence, its beauty, its isolation, its unexpected tranquility. Her strokes became bolder, more confident. The blues and greens evolved into a rich palette, incorporating surprising flashes of crimson and gold, representing the inner fire that still burned within her. When she finally held her first exhibition of these new pieces, Echoes of Silence, there was a quiet reverence in the gallery. Viewers stood transfixed, drawn into the profound emotion radiating from the canvases. They didn't hear music, but they felt the paintings, the vastness, the solitude, the resilience. A critic known for his acerbic wit wrote a glowing review. Ilara, once a painter of symphonies, has become a master of the unspoken. Her art, born from a profound personal trial, now speaks with a clarity and depth that transcends mere sound. She has not lost her voice. She has found its true silent resonance. Ilara read the review, her fingers tracing the words on the page. A quiet smile spread across her face. The world was still silent, but her canvas, more vibrant and meaningful than ever, sang with a voice only she could truly hear.